Alright, back again. This time it's a mod for the mill. Now I haven't mounted my mill to the bench securely yet because I'm not sure how it's gonna, the kind of mess, the wobble, all that's not sure how that's gonna go. But I've done a couple of cuts now with it, and I want to do one thing. I want to get the wall protected because it makes, that was my first cut, was that mess. And that could have been on the wall, but I actually bought these cheap sheets of foam board here just to put behind and to play with to see what I would need, and there you go. Sure enough, I needed it. So what I'm going to do, the plan was always to make a great big plexiglass thing, and I've been thinking about it a lot, and I've still got other designs in my head, but I just want to get something off the ground. And I noticed at the hardware store they have these sheets of 3mm plexiglass here. It's quite thin, but that makes it light and potentially bendable. And so what I'm thinking I'm going to do is that's going to be behind there, and I'm just going to bring the two sides inwards so that the two sides will come in like that. And I'm hoping to bend it with some heat, and so that the thing sits relatively stable. And it's not going to deal with the front or the two sides halfway back, but it'll deal with everything at the rear, and that's a lot of it. Of course, I've never done it before. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but I pulled out my workbench from underneath. See, I want to clamp a bit. I could clamp with that. And then, because I think the sheet is actually that wide, it's exactly as wide as those bits of wood. So I clamp on the outside, start heating, and then somehow just bend it over like that. But something like that. That. There it is. So it's going to be something like that. I'm going to clamp that right on the edge, and then over it goes. There once, right through 260. I'm going by the width of the board that I made. It's going to sit on the edge, but to stop it from falling off the edge, I plan on putting a little shim in the side. I can just slot something down there. Okay, we're back on to this job. It's been out for dinner. Still don't know how I'm going to do this, but the basics are to heat this up and bend it. Something like that. Yeah. So we're just going to try and fold that over and hopefully flatten out any warping that might occur. Now there's a good chance this is all going to come warping up or something. I'm just going to put this all the way on, because the adjustment's going to come from a distance. Pretty hot. I put my fingers there and I can tell what I'm doing. I'm going to take it pretty much till it falls by itself, I think. I watched people on YouTube melting plexiglass and it didn't take this long. It's doing something. I'm really expecting this to start bubbling. Okay, it's moving. It's moving. That goes. I don't think it's soft enough that I could press it into a 90-degree angle. I'm going to keep going. Come on, gee. I need to plant a piece like that. And then heat it. Here. Notice how much heat it takes. Just turn it down a bit, just put it on the concrete floor. Let's have a closer look at what I've done here. There's the corner. And over on this side, you can see it better there. It's our bend. Well, what's our first corner looking like? How great is that? That is nice. That's what I wanted. And I assume that because it's 3mm and it's a bit floppy, that by the time I put 2 bends in it, it's going to be pretty tight. Let's say 263. I'm now going to make the bend at 268. So I'll do the other side. Okay, ready for the next one. Do you think? I'm going to get in stuck in a bit tighter and hotter this time. Because it should only take a minute. You know, if you get the right heat in there quickly enough, it should go pretty quick. There we go. Look at that. Clamp it up. I'm going to try and clamp this up. There. It's soft. I can't quite get it in. Yeah, it's soft now. I think that's about it. Yeah. Well, that's right. So, moment of truth. And I can put it on and take it off, take it away so easily. Love it. And it is perfect. Perfect. All right, the next thing, let me just get this up. I'm going to come up with some sort of mechanism that clamps there and there. And so when I've got this here, I can tighten it on and it almost becomes part of this bench, which is much more stable, just to stop it moving. Yeah, happy with that. Well, that's about a fifth of the price I was expecting to pay at a place that does this, but that was going to be using proper thick plexiglass. Back again. So the next little improvement I'm going to make is that I would put something on this edge of the fiber of the plexiglass or the acrylic, that would fall into that slot and hold this in place, and the same on the other side, and that would be the thing that holds it. And then I could pick it up and take it away and whatever it would be. And so I'm going to do that, but it's not just going to be a little piece of metal or something just screwed onto the edge. It's going to be pivoting. But if you pick the thing up and put it somewhere else, it'll just pivot up, so you can actually put this down anywhere, like on this bench, and it won't, those little edges, the little guide won't get in the way. See that? It could pivot or it could slide. Could just about do anything. I think pivoting is probably smarter. Just one screw, and it'll curve the bottom, the bit that hangs down, so that it falls, so that it always just goes one way or the other. And it won't be. It's either that or this. Right, now let's have a think about some designs. If it were triangular, you know, like a piece like that, or triangular, then as you put the thing down, without, if you're putting it on a flat surface, it wouldn't get out of the way so easily. I quite like the idea of the circle. I've got an easy way to cut a circle. Could I use a washer? Could I use a body washer? Call them penny washers. See, look at that. It's got a tiny hole in the middle. I just need to put a hole. That's it. I mean, why would I use anything else? So it would probably sit in there like that, and then flip out of the way, and it would be like that. Alternatively, I could use two. I could put one at the rear and one at the front. That would be really solid. Yeah, that's going to work. A lot of holes drilled. So I said I'd make it so that the edge here runs through the middle, so that half of it hangs down and half of it doesn't. So let's say we put just washers on the outside. Now there's a smooth side to these washers. There's always like a side that's smooth and a side that has a sharp edge. So I'm going to put the side that's smooth against the acrylic. If you get the speed right, boy, just chews through. Really. Now I've left it in such a way that I might need to push it down a little bit by hand. I could have made them very loose so that they just fall, but then I get a little bit of slop, so it's just a trade-off. Right, if I put it down on a surface, it can sit flat. And if I put it on the bench, I flip those down, and it's locked. How great is that? Very great. Yeah, okay, there we go. So we put it there, slide that down, like that, slide that down, and then slide that one down, push it back. Well, that's what I wanted, exactly that.